Good morning. We're continuing in Hilchas Tefillin. We're holding by Sif Tezvov of Siman Yud. Today is the 18th of Adar. So we talked about the mitzvah of thinking about the Tefillin, the Shiur of the Ritzuis, the Reichav of the Ritzuis, and about the Hefsik of the Brocha. So now he's going to discuss about what happens if you need to make a bracha because you left and you went to the bathroom. So whether do you need to make a bracha on it? So the thing is, yes, you need to make a bracha on it. Even though we learned by the talis, since you had mind, you don't have to make a bracha. But by the tefillin, it says im heisid as tefillin mipnei shetzarich alechas lebeis hakisei kishachizer amanichem tzarich lachzer lebarach aleim. And when he comes back, he needs to make a bracha again. He's holding Bibrichas Yetzer. So the question is now he comes back. Does he make a bracha on the tefillin? It says lo yafsik bebrachas shal tefillin. He should put them on without brachas, and then after Shmona Esrei he should be mashmish, and the tefillin will be barach aleim. And the Alter Rebbe, however, paskins that bein haprokim you could make a bracha because that's not considered a hefsek. Sif Tezayin. Kols man shatfilin olav lo yasiach daitem hem klal. One should not be masiach das from the tefillin. Now, what's the definition of hesach hadas? So hesach hadas is only when someone is involved in schoik v'kalos roish, which means he's thinking about other matters and so on. But if he's thinking of davening, for example, when you're davening, you need to think Pirush HaMilos. And when you're thinking Pirush HaMilos, you can't be thinking of the tefillin. You can't think two things at the same time. But that's not considered hesach hadas. Nevertheless, since he says chutz me b'shas tefillah shmein esrei b'slam Torah, and he says therefore is also lechel b'hem so das kva, aval achilas aray mutar lechel b'hem. V'lishin afilas shidduch aray is also b'hem. To sleep you're not allowed to, but to eat you can, because that's not considered a full hesach hadas of being of schoik v'kalos roish, etc. You can still have a minded film. And clearly, if he's thinking of Pirush HaMilos, that's not considered a hesach hadas. But nevertheless, even in general, we say is chayev adav lemashmish b'tefillin mikol shah v'shah. Every time he remembers the tefillin, he should be mashmish it. That way, he's never going to come to a hesach hadas gomur. He's always sort of, it brings him to his attention. He should be aware of it. Now, during davening, he is also good to be mashmish b'hem, and that's why the reason is he says when he's mashmish, he should be mashmish first the tefillin shal yad and then the shalosh. And it's also a minhag yofe to be mashmish when he's masked the tefillin in Kriyas Shema, when he says and when he says and there are other places that it's customary to touch the tefillin to be mashmish and so on. Ma'ilin b'kodesh v'lo meridin, since it's ma'ilin b'kodesh, therefore tefillin sharosh has a kedusha which is greater than tefillin shayad. So now the question becomes: let's say somehow your tefillin shayad ritzuis became puzzle. You have to replace it. You have an extra ritzuis because you once changed from a tefillin sharosh and you still have it. Can you use the ritzuis on tefillin sharosh and put it on shayad? So therefore, he says, since the tefillin sharosh has a greater kedusha because it has 4 batim and plus it has a shin on it. So therefore, the ritzuah shahisa b'shalosh osher la'aseisa shalyad, you can't make that ritzuah into shalyad. Aval mishalyad mutal la'aseisa shalosh because ma'ilin b'kodesh. V'chein ritzuah shalyad shenifska le'ma'ilin eitzel hakesher, the ritzuah shalyad that somehow became puzzled. We are tore near the kesher. Which wants to take the part that comes at your fingers to turn it around and cut off that piece and to be able to make that by the kesher is also. You need to make the kesher because then you end up using that side which was near the kesher. That ends up being by your fingers where you're wrapping it, and therefore that's not as respectful. Yeah, There was a sort of part which was in the kesher. They say have longer tzuas, where the knot itself is made up, and they make that outside of the kesher. And kis she'asur lahachzik by tefillin, v'gam chizikon by a kis means a bag that's meant for tefillin, and you actually had tefillin there. Is shuv asur l'shtamish b'kis zeh l'davar shel chulin. Since ma'alim b'kodesh, that kis you should not use it now since it was already dedicated for tefillin. It should not become like a money bag or a plastic thing to keep safe over there. Yeah. And he says he brings down over here that that people use it, they put into the tefillin other things. He says since people have that minhag, it's as if you made a condition that you will be using it for these kind of activities. If you test. When you're taking off the tefillin, he says, "Ein lachleit says at tefillin adach kedushas of volatzien." One should not take off the tefillin until after volatzien. And when he says kishaima yirotza shenish mechukecha, he's valderach hakabala. He says you should even wait at least till after the kaddish of eftasher volatzien. And some don't take off the tefillin till after aleinu, and some wait even after the kaddish yosef. But mokim shenoy again. In those places, which is our custom as well, that you don't bring back the Sefer Torah until after Kedushas of Volatzia, and then when you say Hallelu, you don't take off the tefillin until the Sefer Torah is brought back. A similar davar, because the Yaver Malcolm Lefneya Hashem Beroisham, that when the Malcolm, which refers to the Torah, is passed by before them, and the tefillin, the Hashem Beroisham, which was a reference to the tefillin. Or b'yom sheyesh mila, and when there is a bris, ein lachlei tzad achar mila, you shouldn't take it off until after the bris. But Rosh Chodesh, however, is chayotz in kreidin tefillas musaf. You take it off before musaf, before the chotzi kaddish. On Chalamoid Sukkos is you take it off. He says kulam chayotz in kreidin halil. Every party takes off kreidin halil. Those are those that put on tefillin on Chalamoid, which we don't. But those that put on tefillin on Chalamoid, they all take it off before halil. And Chalamoid Pesach, again, for those that put it on the Chalamoid, Chalsim Kedel Halil, and the Shliach Tzibur Achar Halil, the Shliach Tzibur Afar Halil, again, that's for those who put on tefillin during Chalamoid. And there's another thing that when the Sefer Torah is out, tefillin should not be taken off because it's also considered a little disrespectful for that reason, because you stay, the Malcolm is out there, Hashem Barosham, and you're taking it off. So some people, if they need a rush and they have to go, and the Sefer Torah is still out there, they walk outside and take off the tefillin. It should not be taken off in front of the Sefer Torah. Siv Chof. Chiltzin mu'umad, you take off the tefillin when you're standing, and what you do is you remove what you turned around the fingers, and so you take also from the arm 2 or 3 kriches, and then you remove the shalosh. In other words, after that, and then you take off the shalyad. And since it says v'hayu, so which is Loshe Rabim, so the Chazal say Kol Zman Shebein Einecha Yishtayim, that as long as it's Bein Einecha there should be 2. V'lochein Maniach Tchila Shal Yad. First you put on tefillin the Shal Yad, but the V'chayil Tefillin Shalosh you take off the Tefillin Shalosh first. Shekol Zman Sheyesh Olav Shalosh Yet Tia Olav Shal Yad. That while the Shalosh is on your head, the Shal Yad should still be on your arm. And he says you should take off the shalosh with your weaker hand, which is showing basically that you're not eager to take it off. The mitzvah is that tefillin should be all day. Because it's difficult for us to have a gufnaki and to keep it that way. That's why we take it off right after davening. So therefore, you want to show that I'm doing it reluctantly. Here he brings it down. You should not take off the tefillin in front of a Sefer Torah or in front of his Rebbe. He should sort of go to the side. It's a meaning of the Chachamim to kiss the tefillin as you're putting them on and as you put them away. And also, you should not take off the talis until after you took off the tefillin. Have a great day.